In this video, I'm going to be explaining what I wish I knew before I made the decision to become a non-drinker. Now, I'm really going to break this down into detail, and I'm going to really use this video to reflect on where things were to compared to where they are today. And I really want to explain the process that I went through to have not drank now for 2.5 years, despite a 10-year roller coaster and despite trying to stop drinking 10, 15, 20 times, 100 times. I don't know how many times I tried to stop, but it was a lot, just so many times. I tried to stop drinking most days. Most days I'd wake up and say, you know what, today's the day where it's done. And now things are completely different. My mindset is completely different around alcohol. I see it for what it is now. And I've also built this business called Sober Clear. We've been featured in Men's Health. We've been featured on the BBC, on Unilad, VT. And if you see the people on the screen now, these are some of the members of the program. And they are also feeling the same way. They've stopped drinking, they're crushing life. You've got people in there getting their health back on track. People that their wives had kicked them out of home, they're moving back home again. People that are getting pay rises, starting new careers, building their businesses, doing awesome stuff. And I had no idea that I would start this business. I had no idea. It was just like a calling, but I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute. But really, I'm going to break this video up into 3 sections. So the first section, I want to really talk to you about what things were like when I was drinking alcohol. Then I want to talk to you about the mindset shift that happened to me in my personal life and really what I wish I knew before I'd started this journey. I wish I knew this 10 years ago because it would have just saved me so much time, so much pain, so much nonsense. And then I really want to touch on how life is now because my life has changed in every single way. And people do ask me this, they say, what is it like now you're a non-drinker? So I kind of want to bring it all together for you guys in this video and really just give you a ton of inspiration. I want you to leave this video, just either if you've not stopped drinking yet, I want you to leave this video and say, I'm in, I want to stop. And if you've already stopped drinking, I want you to leave this video to remind you that you have made the best decision of your life, bar none. It was the most important decision of my adult life. If I hadn't done what I'd done, I would not have achieved the things that I've achieved over the past 2.5 years. It just wouldn't have happened because for me, when I drink, there's no forward progress. It's always 1 step forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. It's a roller coaster and it's a damn nightmare, and I'm a nightmare when I drink. So like I said, the video is kind of like 3 sections and let's jump into it. Just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to the free video training showing you how to control your drinking without AA or willpower, click the link in the description. I'll be showing you how to use the mental model called First Principles Thinking to get control of your drinking. I'll be talking about the 5 critical mistakes that 90% of drinkers make, and I'll also be sharing the 2 phases of becoming sober clear. You do not want to miss that training video. It will change your mindset around drinking forever so you can start getting your health, career, confidence, and relationships back on track. Click the link in the description for instant access. So, what was life like when I was drinking alcohol? Alcohol pretty much affected every single area of my life, bar none, and it affected it in a negative way. I'm not gonna say that the last 10 years of my life before I stopped drinking were all negative. There were good times, there were bad times, but overall, generally speaking, alcohol was a slippery slope going downwards, and eventually it got to a point where it had affected every single area of my life, bar none. And the best way that I can describe that for you guys is to just share a few examples of some of the ways that alcohol impacted me in my life. Now, like I said, it's an up and down thing. There were good times. There were times when I had relationships. There were times when I was making money despite drinking. There were times when I had good relationships with friends, with family, despite drinking. Yet there were times where alcohol was robbing me of everything. It was robbing me of my finances. It was robbing me of my confidence. It was robbing me of my relationships. It was just taking. There were times when I'd have to borrow money off family members. I'd have to call up family members and say, listen, I got no money to pay my rent. Can I just borrow some money? Can I borrow some money and pay you back in a few weeks? I will have the money, but I'll pay you back. How embarrassing. A young man in the world. I'm perfectly able to go and make money. Yet because of my decisions, because of my ridiculous decisions, I had to call a family member and say, can I borrow some money? And that was through no fault of anybody else but my own. And that hurt. That probably hurt the family member that gave me the money as well. They probably knew, damn man, why can't he just sort himself out? Why can't he just get some momentum? Why can't he just make some money, look after his money, sort his life out, get his health on track? And when that family member gave me the money, I know that caused pain, not only for me, but for them. Sure, I paid them back. And these days, I look after that family member now because they helped me so much, but imagine that. When I was a teenager, in my early teenage years, I was out of control. I got kicked out of home. I mean, I've never shared that on the channel before, but parents just like you, I could not stay there. I was out of control. You're gone. You're out. Get out. I've never shared that. I don't really want to go into that too much because it's not so relevant because there were other things going on in my life at that time. But this chaotic style of living, this instant gratification style of living did nothing for me. Nothing. I destroyed a personal training business. I built a personal training business and I was making almost 6 figures US dollars if I break the pounds down into dollars. I was killing it. And this was whilst I was at university. I was smashing it. And when I started drinking again, guess what happened? The confidence went down. The energy went down. The courage to go and talk to somebody and try and get a new customer on the gym floor, gone. I wasn't being a leader anymore. I wasn't stepping up and setting an example for my clients anymore. And guess what happened to that business? Just disappeared, just disintegrated into nothing. All that money, gone. Then I moved to London. I tried to start a career in recruitment. Guess what happened? Sucked into the party lifestyle. Imagine a job where you're self-employed in a, you're working on a commission basis and your input dictates your outcome. Your input dictates how much money you make. If you're not smashing it, if you're not showing up at 100%, guess what? You get impacted. What do you think happened there? Same damn thing. I'm not showing up to work with that good energy. I'm not putting myself out there in the best way that I can. So what do you think happened to that career? Of course, it went down. I wasn't showing up in the way that I had to. Then I tried to do personal training in the center of London. Guess what? I'm still having a few pints. I'm still going out. I'm still going to a bar. What do you think happened? Same damn thing. I'm not showing up with the energy that I need to show up with. I'm not being a leader. I'm not saving money. I'm not putting money away. I'm not putting money aside in case there's a dry month. There's a difficult month. I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm all about now. I'm all about that short-term gratification, getting drinks now. I didn't think long-term. I thought short-term. I thought, how can I get through this week with enough money and still have enough money to drink? It was sad. It was a roller coaster of a life. There's been relationships, countless relationships that I've just destroyed because of alcohol, because I was being selfish. I wasn't thinking about the other person. I just said, screw you. It's all about me. I want to do what I want to do. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about you. I've been there. Health. I've put on weight. I've looked bad. I've been fit and healthy whilst I've been drinking, but then there's been times where alcohol's just beating me down and I put on weight. I'm overweight. I'm not strong. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not consistent. I'm eating bad food. And what this does to my energy is it impacts my energy. So I'm not feeling good about who I am. I'm not feeling good about myself. My self-esteem was taking a big, big hit. And I've got some younger brothers. I've got a younger brother and 2 younger cousins. And what kind of example could I set to them when I'm being this person? It was sad. And, I actually have to sit down for a minute and really reflect on my life up until this point to get these memories out. Because I kind of buried them. Like now I am the person that I am. I can put it behind me and I can just start rebuilding things. But if I really look back to what things were like, it was chaos. And what I did was I tried to do the typical approach to stop drinking, which was looking online. Try moderation, try the recommended daily allowance, try willpower, try going to meetings, try calling yourself an alcoholic. And I tried this stuff all the time. I think a lot of people that watch my videos, and I know there's members of the Sober Clear program that don't have the experience I had. They hadn't tried to stop drinking for multiple years, and then they joined the program, right? They had just realized, right, I need to stop doing this, and then they stopped. But it wasn't like that for me. There were just attempt after attempt after attempt to try to stop drinking. And I would fall flat on my face every single time. Yeah, sure, there were some varying degrees of success. But there was a point in my life where I just couldn't keep doing what I was doing. I was living in Oxford. My life had just gone completely backwards. I had the personal training business, I had the girlfriend, I had the car, nice place to live, and then started drinking again, dismantled everything. And it got to a point where I was minus £2,000 in the bank. I'm having to go to work in a restaurant that I worked at the beginning of university, and I've gone backwards. And it was at this point where I realized all the stuff that I've been doing was it had to stop. If I was seriously going to do anything with my life, there was no way that I could keep being a drinker. There was no way that me and alcohol could mix. The best version of me and alcohol, can't happen. And that was really the defining moment that led me on the path that I'm on today. And what ended up happening was I really realized I had this moment of clarity where I was like, the benefits of alcohol have just gone to zero. The negatives have all come to light. And it led me onto the path that I'm on today of using this mental model that I talk about on the channel called First Principles Thinking. And First Principles Thinking it's an ancient problem-solving technique. Now, I have made videos talking about this before, but just to quickly summarize, instead of using common sense and common knowledge, you break down complex problems into all of the individual component parts, and that's what I started doing with my drinking. I started looking at the books, I started looking at courses and videos and all sorts of different stuff, and I really started to dismantle all of the things that I thought I knew about myself as a drinker, because I thought I was an alcoholic. I thought that I had a disease. I thought that I was destined to have this disease for the rest of my life. I thought that no matter what I did, it was going to require immense amounts of willpower to stop drinking. That was the only way. And then I started breaking down all of the reasons why I thought I drank. I looked at the courage, the confidence, the social lubrication, the taste, all of this different stuff. And then slowly but surely, I started to realize that alcohol is doing nothing for me at all. It is not serving me in any way at all. And I'm not just saying that lightly. I'm not saying it didn't serve me. It didn't do a single thing for me in my life ever, not one thing. And after doing this, there was just a point where I was like, Oh my God. It was like a light bulb moment. It was like everything just clicked. And it was like I could just see things completely differently. And that's how I can talk about alcohol every day. That's how I can make videos talking about drinking. That's how I can talk to people that have got drinking problems and help them in the Sober Clear program. It's because I've got this certainty, and it's because I had this moment of clarity where I see things in a completely different way. And it's what I help people do in my business. It's what I do in Sober Clear. We take people through that first principles mental model and get them into that state of mind where they see things in a different way. And these days, life is just completely different. In every single area of my life, it is improved without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I've got a business now. Something that I always wanted to do was build a business that just made a good impact in the world. I want my business to be almost like a representation of light. It's like it's going out into the world and it's doing good things. It's spreading good energy out there. And I've got it now. I'm doing it right now just by talking to this camera. This is what I wanted when I was drinking. I'm getting goosebumps telling you guys this because this is personal. This is raw. Like, this is what I wanted. And now I've got all these people that I'm a leader for. I have to step up for these people. I have to set an example for these people. I've got a great relationship now. You know, my relationship life is just amazing. It's 10 out of 10. It's so good. I've got this great girlfriend called Or. I mean, I've spoken about her on the channel a million times. And my health and fitness has gone to another level. You know, I've done CrossFit. I'm doing powerlifting at the moment. I'm the strongest that I've ever been in my life because I'm taking one step after another, after another, after another, and there's no backward steps anymore. I mean, I've traveled the whole world since stopping drinking. I've learned all these new skills like YouTube, marketing, coaching, business creation, systems, all of these different skills. And every day I'm just focused on getting that little bit better, 1% better every single day. And that's what I did, is I combined this first principles thinking with really just this relentless focus on making the best of who I am. It's this relentless focus on self-improvement and becoming the best version of me. And when I combine those two things together, it's game over. I'm getting pumped doing this video. I'm actually having a lot of fun making this video because my life has just changed in such humongous ways, and it can happen for you as well. If you've been struggling on your journey, I struggled as well. It took me such a long time until things clicked. So many failures, so much pain, so much anguish. And these days, things are just completely different. And you've really got two choices. You can do this alone. You can do the first principles thinking alone, which is going to be hard. It's going to be slow. Or you can do it with my help, which will be faster, cheaper, and a hell of a lot more enjoyable. And what we do in the Sober Clear program is we use this first principles mental model to get you into that state of mind where you see alcohol for what it is. And then we focus on the future. We focus on health. We focus on relationships. We start focusing on influence and courage and spirituality and productivity and stepping up into this new sober identity. We're really combining the two things that worked for me and the two things that have worked for all the people that you can see on the screen right now. And what you can do is if you click the link in the description, you can actually book a call and apply to join the program. This program's not for everybody. It's for ambitious people that want more for their life. But feel free to click the link in the description, fill in the application, and then we can book a call and we can actually create a roadmap to see if the Sober Clear program may be a good idea for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot.